And voila, here we are, another onion, and yeah, came out pretty well. You can see the textures here and stuff. Go in here and you see how I have built it, and it grown like crazy. And here it is, the onion, how it has turned out now. I had to actually tie it up so it didn't totally fall apart when I painted it. But it came out pretty nice. I'm also gonna do a photo of this actually. So yeah, and here we are in my studio. So if you like this, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment and tell me what you think. So like this. So, and if you want me to teach you how to paint, please go to my Patreon and sign up there, or just buy me a coffee if you enjoy my channel and stuff. So grateful if you do. Thumbs up, leave a comment, so important for the algorithm. Please help me grow. Okay, see ya in the next video. And voila, here it is, a new onion for my onion collection on YouTube, and it's going to be painted on this canvas. It's 30.30 centimeters, and the video starts right now. So watch me paint and finish it. Okay, here we go. I am now going to paint this beautiful onion. I think it is basically, if I go all the way up to, so because it's actually longer or bigger than the canvas. It goes all the way with these things that grow. So I actually need to paint it a little bit smaller, basically almost half the size in this painting, or I needed to go up in size so what I need to do is like 1 and 2 right now. So if I fix it 1, 2, 1 and 2. So if I start here and I basically do like this, this, this and this, I'm able to get 1, 2 and enough space to make the composition quite well. Maybe a little bit higher here, but I need to be very careful. Maybe I should start with some little maybes here. The thing I love about still lifes is just this, is so you learn so much from them. It is amazing how much you can actually evolve your painting skills just by doing still lifes. And there is also this very gratifying, it gives you the means to, it is, okay, it is a very, an onion or an object is a very, shall we say, patient of course, patient model. So now this is a growing onion, so it's not as patient as an ordinary onion. So I do have to do this quick, and it will be a little bit rough, will be a little bit impressionistic, and that's fine. People like things that go fast. So I'll just do the sketching, and then of course all the corrections and thing. We'll try to keep it a little bit brutal, with brushwork and stuff. We'll see what happens. I tend to start out like that, and then I just start, and I just go back and boom, there I start with all the details and all the frustrations that comes with doing details. This will of course change as I paint. That's why one of the reasons why I took some full footage of it in the beginning. As I say, it is now 1 and 2. That's exactly 1 and 2, and I'm measuring from the highest point here, so it becomes like 1 and 2. So the highest peak is here, and it goes down like this, and it just shoots right into it like this. It's a little bit high maybe. Should go, because of the composition and the frame, I should go a little bit lower. So there's also a totally different scale of the palette, and that's also one of the things that I like with doing onions and stuff. It is a different side of the palette. It's more the natural colors. When you do from photo, they tend to be, the colors tend to be photographic and not as realistic. They are photographic and not realistic. When you paint from a natura, as it's called, it is way more natural, and you have to teach your brain to tackle colors in a different way, and it's really nice to do that. That is what I tell people who ask me if I can teach them to paint. It is basically start doing more still lifes, and if people don't want to, I just tell them, well, then you have to find another teacher, because it's not much I can teach you. Well, I can teach you, of course. I can teach the value of brushwork and how to think and stuff. But if you really want to have my opinion about things, the best thing you can do is to start doing still lifes. Also, photo is a very nice tool. I use it a lot myself, but I always try to give it that sculptural. It's always the paint, the texture, and the sculptural thing that is what I'm stretching myself towards. So yeah. Ooh. So. Yes. Oh, and then I will try to do the background. I will just try to film the whole sketching process. It's useful, I think, for people to see that. And now I'm using a carpet here. I became quite sick of using the mirror because there's so much reflections, so much. It's kind of dirtied up in a way, but I like to discard. It's kind of the carpet is more like a table, what they have on a table, dinner parties and stuff. But it's also, the thing is, it is, what it stands on is from my great-grandmother. I think it was her confirmation gift or something, or somebody's birth gift, whatever. I'm not really sure what it was, but it has a deep history in time, and it's strange that, you know, your great-grandmother had this, and, you know, they are dead long time ago. I mean, their skeletons doesn't even exist probably, and now it's me standing here painting it, and that's the strange thing about time that I find so fascinating. It's almost like you jump, you do a jump in time. So the whole thing is quite weird. Yeah. Life is a strange place, there's no doubt about that. But I shouldn't rant about that again. Just do painting. I'm using these now. I almost don't use these colors or that much. Yellow and reddish and stuff in my paintings. It's more subdued because of the because I use a lot of photographs. I also took a photograph of this onion, so I might, if it came out good, it looks quite good when I did it, so if I might do another one of it, but from a photo, just a little bit bigger one, so I can get the onion in true size, or approximately the true size. That could be fascinating, I think. So, yeah. And this onion now is getting greener because it's been in my fridge and it has been growing, but there's no light, so when I put light on it now, it kind of it actually starts growing right in front of my eyes. That is why I need to finish it quite quickly, because it will change fast, as I say. Yeah. So, okay. Now we'll go deeper. I will just hammer the background with. I'll not do any details in the background. I'll just keep it dark. To maybe do some brushwork and stuff that kind of indicates things, but nothing very detailed. There's a wooden plate behind that, and that is what I can do with a photo. In a photo, when I have a photo, I can actually go way more photorealistic, which can in itself be quite fascinating. So, it's all the way up here. There's just a line behind here. I'm using a lot of Van Dyke brown in this, and also I get to use the darker colors. Should use a bigger pencil into this, so it goes faster. And it is basically, I use cobalt, and I use blue black, and I use ivory black, all this to kind of just tone it down. there's not going to be any huge textures behind there because it will compete with the foreground, and the biggest piece will be in the white and in the onion. So this goes up there. Be a little bit careful here in the beginning. This one can go up a little bit higher. I'm going to go up there. It's almost like it's going out of the painting. And also I need to be quite quick when I paint this now, because if I'm not, it will grow even faster. So no idea why I put in this white here. So I put in the colors here first and then the shadows after the fact. It's a way better technique. So to get this deep without, if you only put in black or too much black in the colors, it will become very dead. So I basically work with the blue, black and cobalt, French ultramarine, or ultramarine. And yeah, you have the French ultramarine also, and you have French ultramarine deep. That's also colors that I have used to. Right now it's just ultramarine and ultramarine deep, of course, because, and you mix it, I didn't know this, but until a couple of days ago actually, that blue black is a mix between ivory black and ultramarine. So yeah, that's what I thought, that the blue black were actually basically a bluish color, and it is. So when you know that, you can actually mix it yourself without, if I don't have any blue black, it's easy to mix it from ivory black, and yeah, so okay, you see how I just mold it in. Now try to use, I don't have any more yellow left actually, it's like very dry, so try some of them. We use some of the black now in the background actually, in the yellow, just see what happens. The ivory black and cadmium yellow, and of course it becomes greenish. So usually I would maybe use a little bit of blue black, or I would mix green with yellow with blue, and then some red to create more subdued colors. But I also found out that using actually black gives this very nice subdued color. Now it's not going to be that subdued in the front here, so but pushing it down and then bringing it back up again is actually a good way to do it, because then I already have the darkness, and like this. It's a little bit bigger out here, and there's some things I will change. I just need to have some more yellow. Some more yellow. Yes. Cadmium yellow. cadmium yellow deep. I'm using both. I'm using actually both Winsor Newton and Old Holland right now, because I had some leftover colors. So this one goes all the way down here, and it goes a little bit more in here, so get some more. But be careful, 1, 2, that I don't blow, make it bigger. That is very important, that you, when you paint, that you don't, as you maybe you correct stuff and suddenly you start making it bigger. So typical, especially in the beginning when you paint. So try to be careful with that. It's not a smart thing. Yeah. Yes. It's a good that I took a photo, because some leaf here fell off and it's kind of lace between in front of it. There's also this beautiful spot of light that just comes out here. And this goes more like this and straight up. I just notice for every day I do this much painting, how much better I get, how quicker I work. It's almost like you just turn on the brain. And that's why after long painting sessions or like this, you need a lot of sleep, so the brain can actually process all the new information, all the new neurons is supposed to be connecting. So that's where eating healthy also comes in. You need to get in the right type of fats, the right type of nutrition. We can't build a real good artist brain. You can't, also if you are extremely obese or stuff like that and you try to do art, or you have high blood sugar that fucks with your vision and stuff like that, it's really hard to become your best. So exercise is important. That is the advice I would give to artists, especially young artists who think they're going to stay young forever. You're not. So it's you have to take height for that. And yeah. Like this, like this. I just love brushwork. It is so rewarding. Ooh, it's almost like sex. But it's kind of sex with yourself in a different way, and kind of covers. If you're I've been that. I've been a compulsive masturbationist, and it was always linked to drinking. It was linked to eating the wrong foods because of drinking. It was linked to a sense of loneliness because of drinking. But every time I really start doing creative work, it's almost like, yeah, you get hungry for some sex or masturbation or whatever, but you don't binge. Because I was actually talking with my girlfriend about this today, and she has the same effect. She used to do it way more, and now She actually, well, she prefers to have sex more, and so do I actually, because you shouldn't talk about this because YouTube could actually demonetize the video. That is so sad, you can't really talk about stuff in videos. Things that are really important. It's not all about painting, it's all about other things too. You kind of, it's how you live, how you focus. How much short burst do you need actually? It's a very good question. How much is enough? And painting clearly covers most of these things for me. It's almost like I'm giving myself self-attention. It's sort of, you get the attention you crave from what you do. You give yourself attention. The more attention you give yourself, the less you need it from others. And the more independent you become. You are occupied with things that go deeper than just being social. Yeah, stuff like that. So I think it's just a beautiful tool. That is why people who actually are depressed or do stuff, when they, or if they start doing creative work, their depression go away. Or mostly, or can, or it's a good tool to battle it. So, yeah. Now this was, of course, not a lecture about life advice and stuff, but think about this. If I only talk about painting all the time, I'm a master of digression. I was in the park today with my girlfriend and we talked about this. And just this thing about positive distractions. And I talked about this thing that my channel isn't growing that fast, and she is actually better to utilize. She's very smart and she knows what can work. She's better making videos because she's also an extreme perfectionist. I'm not that. It might seem like I am a perfectionist in my paintings, but I'm not really a perfectionist. I just pretend to be. Silly to say, but no, I'm not pretending to be anything, you know. Yeah, the best thing is that you come to a point where you don't really pretend to do anything, you just do. Why? Why do you paint like that? Why? You've done before, yeah. So is life. Why live? Why live? It's done before. Oh, you have to create something? No, I don't. I don't need to create something new. Because there is no possibility for me to create something new in the sense of artistic, a new branch, a new way of thinking, a new way. It's all done, you know. Even in science, as they say, where we go from here, we basically know most of the things that are to know. Like when you dive into quantum physics and you start understanding how everything just comes to be, and you understand how, not why, but how. There is no how. Now there is no why to find. I think it just is. It's funny when we talk to religious people, really, because they claim there is a God who created everything, and He has always been. And you say, well, the universe doesn't need God to exist, it just is. And then you say, how can it just be? It has to have an origin. And then I say, so well, so did God. Oh no, God, He is eternal. Well, what is most easy? Unconscious, basically machine, or not even that, just something that exists like the universe. It just exists because it does exist. That is the way. That is why. It just exists because it exists. That's always been like that. And the alternative would be, of course, no existence at all of anything. And that would mean that I wouldn't be here talking about it. But I insist that this universe should have an origin or beginning. Well, you can call, of course, the Big Bang or the big inflation, implosion and expansion. Maybe it had a beginning there, but it doesn't have any. Sorry about that. Have any beginning, if you know what I mean. But they can't accept that. It has to have meaning. Because that sense of meaninglessness is very hard to swallow. It's hard even for me. It's not something I want to be true. It's just something that I see that is probably true. And I don't have the arrogance to, or the narcissism to say that, as I used to say that the universe must have meaning because I wanted to, or because I think without it, it would be meaningless and I wouldn't be able to accept that premise. You just have to accept it because it's the way it is. Yeah. So, just accept. But I don't. They still, since they claim that this conscious being have always existed. Just think about that. Being a conscious being that really have no evolution because you have always been like that and you don't change. Despite, of course, you see in the Bible and that he changes all the time, changes his mind, changes. And then he kind of just invented humans someplace in this vastness of infinity. Why? How would that be, being that being? How would it, just think about it. Can God think himself out of existence? Can he say one day, you know, I'm tired of existing. I've been existing now from time in memoriam and, you know, I can't escape and I have to rule everything and my power is infinite, but I'm just so bored. I'm so bored, I can't stand it anymore. Do I really need to create more of these creatures that make wars and believe in ridiculous things and believe everything I cannot see it into their existence just because they are so subjective? And may I also ask myself, if my creation is so perfect as I actually think? I mean, they seem to screw it up all the time. They abuse their children sexually, mentally, they kill them. self, there are mass murderers, there are wars, there are... And all of this just because I created some demon that is in a place I made called hell, so I can send all the people who doesn't believe this down to this place so they can be burned alive and punished forever. You know, really? Is this the greatest I can do with my infinity? That is crazy, okay? It is just nauseatingly crazy. It would be so, if this was true, that God is so crazy and so bored and so vicious that, as in the movie Bad Boy Bubby, we should resent this being and tell him to go F himself. And just think about being that being. You can't escape. Now, I would like to live basically forever, okay? I would like to have no expiring date. I would like to be around until, because I'm fighting this, I'm so good at throwing away time that I would need an infinity to get done the things I want to see done before I go. And if I didn't go, I need to fill this existence with meaning anyway, because I can't live in a bubble doing basically nothing, watching movies and TV series forever. Or nuts. How would that be? How would that be? Oh, I was born into existence. Now I'm going to watch TV series until I drop. And yeah. Then I'm going to wonder why I feel... It doesn't feel good. That I don't feel that it has any purpose. If this wasn't an Ashmir, who's this Ashmir? Asma, just put yourself in an eternal being's shoes for a second. And just think about it. You have to exist. You can't get away. You are the universe. You can't get away. You can't just, for a moment, you can't just take a break. Like Seneca says in the book, or Letters, I think it was Letters actually, the shortness of life, how even Octavian or Alexander, whatever it is. Octavian, the guy who came after Caesar. He was looking forward to the day he could just relax and not having to put down rebellions anymore, don't have to think about how to rule Rome, but so he dreamt about peace, and this kind of peace would be robbed from a supreme being like this, because it has to be, if it's like in Islam, it moves every atom or every subatomic particle. God chooses everything that happens all the time. It's a little bit weird really, because that removes free will totally. But then they claim you have free will after all, so we can send you to hell if you don't believe in Islam. And the same thing is in Christianity. No bird falls to the ground unless God wants it. or in some translations sees it. But if you are basically all powerful, I guess if you only saw it, there was some other force that did it and you just saw it. And then you can ask, could he change it? Could he just walk back the time and change it? So you have a lot of questions. These are questions that the religious never touches. They never go into it. They think about, have I been too sinful? Will I go the wrong way? Do I have the right ideas? Do I follow the right denomination? I mean, Christianity itself has 40,000 different splinter groups within one religion. And Islam also has its share, but it's not that many. So, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's weird. The whole thing is so weird. Yeah. Maybe you could comment on what I was talking. If anyone really hears what I'm saying, it would be so fun if people, it would be so fun, even in my streams, it would be so great if people could come in and we could have conversations like this. I want to discuss religion, I want to discuss life, I want to discuss everything that is actually worth discussing. So, yeah, please do. See, this was basically 1 hour. It's nearly 1 hour. You see how fast I sketch? It's because I just build now the basic for the next level, for the next touch. And if you actually really focus the brushwork, you don't also need these many overpaints. You just need to get it kind of a little bit right the first time, and then start adding also want some thick colors in the right areas like this. But there's also, the most important is that these are really well placed like this. And add one more there, which is quite green. There's one going up there, and there's one here behind there. And then these things will change a little bit when I paint. So I also have problems, actually, if things change. I have problems fixating things, so I tend to start changing things as the onion grow or stuff like that. So yeah. This is a 1 hour sketch, about 1 hour. So it has kind of a turkey neck like this. And there's a lot of small stuff here. More white here, some yellow. Yellow is such a beautiful color. It goes down here and becomes more and more into the deeper red, and yeah, so like this, so. So, time is it now? Damn is it? Oh, only 13 minutes. Do I really have 20 more to go? Damn. Hoo hoo hoo! Then I can just shape it some more and yeah, just work it. No, I think it's so important to think about these things, because, you know, living like just putting on these orange colors, it's like just thinking about these. It is the questions that I ask the religious instead of all the ordinary questions, instead of arguing about evolution, which is of course useless with a Christian, because they are not interested in discussing those things anyway. It's just a theory. I'm really sick of hearing people who are educated say that, because a theory is something that is proven by science. It's basically what you say when something is as close to fact as possible. So saying it's just a theory is ridiculous, it's just wrong. So let that be said. It's just a theory. Just a theory. A theory, if you say it's just a hypothesis, that's right. It's like saying it's just a conspiracy theory. Me. Well, if it was a theory, it would be proven now. Then I'm right, aren't I? But people believe that theory is uncertainty, and I don't know if people even know about there's something called hypothesis. And you could say the hypothesis of Thor creating the lightning and the weather. He is basically the weather god. Yes, he's the weatherman of Valhalla. He's Earth weatherman. He creates the weather, lightning, and the storms, and the rain. And he chooses the weather. And so does God, of course. That is why, and I'm banging on about that, I've been doing that for a couple of videos now. That is why it is so ridiculous to listen to people. I even had a friend who is an author, who was a staunch atheist, Christopher Hitchens atheist type, laughing about religious people, mocking them. And now he's, what I will say, he's Jordan Peterson type of relativist, which is nauseating. He has become a Christian, and it's because he needs some moral anchor. And of course the guy has very high score on both the narcissistic and probably he's also probably have some psychopathic tendencies. His lack of empathy is just extreme, and I didn't really see it back when we were good friends. But he was my friend because he needed me. I was his friend because I actually loved the guy. You know, that is the thing with me. When I connect with people, I actually care about them. And that's also, if I had prostitutes, I would feel obligated to take care of them. They are so human to me that I couldn't get around using them. I can't really hide behind that they are in pain. And I'm gonna tell something, maybe I shouldn't tell this, but I tried once to, you know, when you're on Tinder and you get some matches and they ask you for money, and the word is foreign girl, beautiful girl, that asked me for money, and we talked on WhatsApp and stuff, and then she sent me videos and stuff, and I started giving her some money, and it didn't take me long before it just hit me, fuck, I'm doing prostitution here, you know, I'm going so totally against my principles, but also I'm exploiting this girl's poverty. And the ambivalence, actually wanting to help her, you know, actually wanting, but then give away my money for free to a person I didn't even know. A girl would probably do the same thing with 10 other men. Such a crazy thing, you know. Other people, they would say, yeah, she chooses this herself. But it just made me feel like shit. So yeah, that is probably, I have a conscience. I see her as a human being. My of course, my primal brain sees her as an object. My ape brain sees everything as an object. It's like, what they say, men should be like a dog. If you can't F it, just eat it, you know. And many people are like that. And that is why we have a obesity epidemic. That is why we have a porn industry. It is just a gigantic Roman orgy. The whole thing, the whole Western society is basically a gigantic Roman orgy. It is hedonism. It is, you know, and people are faking that they really care. But really, they don't. They don't care. If people cared about people, you know, people think, oh, it's only the psychopath who watches porn, only men. No. It is the average Joe. They even say the same thing about, you know, more illegal stuff, that most people that watch it, just watch it because they're bored. Not because they would abuse anyone or do anything wrong, just because they're bored or depressed or just fascinated, you know. So it's like of course, if people pay for that, they'll actually pay for what is happening on the street. So, and they enhance the problem. So that is of course a problem. But yeah, so, and you know, when you have all these free stuff, me, I have to fight every day not to some picture or something that brings me, suddenly boom, I'm on Pornhub. And I say, hey, what happened? How did I get here? I follow that picture, and it is really bad. And I'm trying to fight that all the time because I have hyperactivity and stuff. So it's not easy to be a moral person. But to say that you need Jesus or some God to tell you right from wrong, or have a burning hell to keep you from following things, that is just fallitterklæring. It's just telling your son, you know, your brain is useless. You can't really regulate yourself. So no, I think you should work harder and try to be a better person. It's not easy, but it's a fight worth fighting. And yeah. See now, well, I can't really put on more paint now because I just keep ruining what I already did, so I will just stop now, even if it isn't a half an hour. So basically a 50-minute sketch, which came out pretty nice, I think. Maybe do something up here. I have some. Yeah, I don't need to do more here either, because it's fine as it is. I will place more yellows and more light on these next time. Yeah. This is good for now. Put on some thickness right here. And then I think I'm done for now. There's this thing here that goes in like this. There are some things that goes in there, but all those things is better to do when I have in the second go. Now I really need some food. Because I burn, I can actually feel how I just burn calories now. I talk and I do this creative work. And I just burn. Warm. I'm actually warm. It's crazy how warm I am. So, I think this sketch came out pretty nice actually. And I hope you enjoyed the speech. And this should have been maybe a standalone video talking about these things, because I think I had a nice rant right now. But you know, there will be more opportunities in the future, so we can wait for that. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Keep it open. Nice. Okay. Good. I think that was 26. So the video then became 26 minutes. I'll go closer. See. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. Bye bye. Okay, here we are. Gonna do some more work on my onion, and of course it has changed a little bit, but that is very typical. So I'm just gonna put on some retouche varnish so I see the background and easier for me to see where I'm going with this. Work with it a couple of hours, then do the last landscape after this, I guess. So let's see what happens. Okay. So now I'm also gonna do a little glaze over it before I start. This can now just dry for a few minutes and I'm ready to go. Yay! Okay, tiny glaze to see the colors better. Not much, just a little bit like this. Get some life into the colors, and then I will paint. And I will do that for a while and see what happens. So here we are. Yes. So that was the glaze. Now it's just going to be pulled a little bit into the paint, and yeah, that's what's going to happen. So I'll see you later. Zoom. Here we go. Another day, another onion. And I will now start to work out and how to get this thing to come alive. As we know, I put the glaze on, and I take and do like this a little bit, just spread it down a little bit. But it looks quite nice now. So pulled into. You see, this onion is. You know, the problem with these growing onions is that they keep changing all the time. Even the shape of the onion itself, so we can't really know exactly how they will turn out after a while, but because now it's just blown out and this is blown up like this a bit. Pull that down a little bit actually. Yeah, so get more the shape that it actually had. Yeah, I think that was maybe better. So, okay. Yep, then I will start painting. As you might see, I haven't used any, used so much glasses lately. And that's just because my eyesight is better because of my chronic ketosis. But talking about that now, suddenly I felt I needed it because I've been working so much now at getting to a point where my eyes actually are quite worn out. Yeah. Now this is never going to happen again, that I need to stand 3-4 days before the exhibition and paint. From now on I will be done in good time and plan things month ahead so that I actually can have some peace of mind. Yeah, that would be very nice to have actually, because kind of this weekend I would love to have my girlfriend could do things. Instead it's just work. But then again, it has this beautiful effect that I actually get better at painting. There is no doubt about that. Because I do so much that I push my brain to the absolute limit. And yeah, that's a very good thing. So, I guess there are good things about everything. Good and bad. But maybe maybe I should try, because you can see I was talking about my site now, and actually maybe using these glasses is a good idea right now, because I think my eyes after 8 hours of paint finally has come to a point where I'm starting to become exhausted. The thing is that I never get done as much as I believe every day. So, and that's of course a problem. So, that was nice. Actually, now I see better. Also, I lost this thing that I had there, but it doesn't matter. I looked for it actually, but I think I must have gone missing somewhere. So, okay, so a lot of yellow here, and there's some spots of very much highlight. I do think I'm going to try to keep this a little sketchy. Just enhance certain parts of it. I have today, tomorrow, and that's it. No, today, tomorrow night till Thursday to do it. So, but I don't want to do an all-nighter the night until I'm leaving for my exhibition, because I'm going to drive a car for like 8 hours, and being tired is not a good plan. It's never a good plan. Driving a car full of paintings, that is not a good plan. See here. I always like painting these onions. There's something with them. There is definitely a lot of gratification coming out of them. Doing it, I learn to paint. Still life is so crucial. So it has changed. This has got this way. This one I had to kind of use a rope, and so of course it changes very fast now. But that's okay. I just stick to what I did in the first. Also, I have a photo of it, so if it turns really bad, I can always print that photo. Basically finish it from a photo. Just add in the last details and stuff. I think I'm gonna start doing a lot of still lifes now from photo to become more, try to go deeper into photorealism. With I want to go deep into photorealism, but with that, the thing I have, the sculptural thing. So I don't want to, I'm not going to become a photorealist with flat paintings, if you know what I mean. I just want to explore the limits of my capability to see, and I want to evolve that skill to another level. And yeah, so now if I give it this beautiful light and I don't overdo the painting elsewhere, I guess that is what I would call cheating. If other people did it. But hey, it's funny how I now use the other side when I do the landscapes. I use the blue side of the palette, and now I'm over to the more orange and red, and it's but it is the same colors really. It's just that there's still blue, there's still green, there's still all these colors, but just in a different mix. See now. So und so now this has changed a bit, so I just gonna change it a little bit, but I think I'm gonna stick to the shape I had, because next time I take it out of the fridge it's probably changed again. Also I lost this piece, as I said, so I will just paint that piece there away like this, and yeah. Not even sure I'm gonna do anything more with the background at all, because it's so opaque and sketchy, and it works in its own way, so why overdo it? Why maybe just focus on the detail in the front. Get that right. And the beautiful shadow behind there is just amazing. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, I do, I do, I do. Let me see now. I need to have this one here. Things change too much. When I took it out from the fridge, it just put dynamite under its sauce. It started to grow like crazy immediately after that. So. Nice, 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 nice. The thing is to get a kind of natural texture, so it actually feels like an onion. And I can't have green there, I need some bluish behind there. You see now? Maybe I should have washed my pencils first. I will use some black here. Push it down with some black instead. Just get to, yeah, I need some blue actually. See that. But also should just keep it rough. Keep it rough. Yeah. Okay. Step. Just leave it like this. So. It's very, very, very yellow and green. I guess I need to use the, so green that I have to use the Prussian blue. The Prussian blue is just so green. It's so vivid. Do it like this. That one, and there was this one behind, this one, then we have this one, and the one that drawing behind there. I actually have a huge onion I once started. I never finished it, but it kind of looks like this one actually. Some wooden board, so never finished it. Maybe let this just kind of fizzle out a little bit. There we are. See now. I have so many videos. I even have an onion video that I haven't posted yet. And now I'm making new. It's almost like making videos takes quite a long time, and sometimes I just feel that is it really worth it, you know? Spend so much time doing it, and I have so little back, really. But then again, as I said many times before, I like to document my work, and maybe I should just make videos and put a kind of this ambivalent music to it. Try to keep it down a little bit, not give it too much vividness. There's this top here, just, and there's also a top there. There's a fly here. I need to buy radar. So, okay. Well, I will just continue working and I'll come back to you later. It's like 20 minutes. It looks pretty nice actually in the video. Yay. Yeah. It's really difficult when my eyes starts to fail me in the morning. Actually, these kind of still lifes are way more difficult than doing from photo. There is basically no comparisons because you are looking in so much more, picking up so much more information, and It's almost like getting overwhelmed by information. That's how I feel it anyway. So, and it's almost like you just want to keep adding information despite knowing that you have crossed that line to, okay, no, it's too much. I have to pull back a little bit. Despite that, it's very hard to stop. And it's very easy to destroy stuff that is actually good. Make this smaller, I think. That's the way to go. Because it is smaller. Yeah, that golden thing. It's golden. With a little bit of highlight here. Best thing I can do now is just let it dry and then paint more on it tomorrow. My hands are so dirty now. Everything is dirtied up. I thought it was Monday tomorrow. That's funny. It was Sunday today. So I can't go buy anything today. So. It's nice. Yeah. This. Tone it down there a little bit. So this brings it more out. Yeah, gives it a little bit more texture. Actually quite nice. Mm-hmm. So nice. Mm-hmm. Rembrandt effect. That's what I call that. Getting a shadow. It feels like it's on top. And then I need to lighten up what's behind it. Here. Oopsie daisy. Ah, shoot. Shit. So, tone it down, tone it down. So, everything is so dirty now. All my colors are dirty now. So, and so, and so. Yes, now I actually invented this shadow, or I enhanced it. To be honest, I didn't directly invent it, it's there, but it's smaller. So I just wanted it to come out a little bit more to explain the shape. And so, yeah. This. Yeah. Oh, my back. Anyway, it's nice. And here. Okay. So. So, I think this is quite nice actually. Shadows here are difficult. They are subtle and yeah, they are definitely. There's always a light that is thrown from the underneath like this. And yeah, that light mustn't be too much and mustn't be too little. Must be exactly enough or it looks fake. We can't have that, can we? Oh shit. So. Voila. Some crisscrossing over here. Yeah, this one. This one. Yeah. This is always difficult. That thing here, that thing is always a problem. I've never ever experienced getting that right. It's so difficult. It's almost like a nightmare. takes nothing for it to be too much or too little. It's almost you can keep on doing it forever. You never really get it right. Deep concentration now. No idea how extreme this is. This feeling. I right now I'm feeling like I'm falling through the floor. To be honest. That is how important this is to me. To get it right, you know, it's such a task. It's like this thing making it come alive, like it feel like it's actually living. No, I'm bending my back too much. I think I need to start using one of these back up straight ups. But it's also because I've been painting so much lately that it really started to wear me down. Okay, I just need to stop now because I'm just done. So worn down now, I can feel it. Feel it everywhere. Kind of, the thing is, it kind of lost its potency in a way. Somewhere. But the only way to get that back, you can kind of keep banging on, and if you're not careful you just lose everything and nothing actually feels good. So the best thing is to let it rest and then add the last details when I'm more rested and that my brain starts to work again, because now it's just a mess, serious mess. And I can't get clean color on this palette. It's just impossible. So, yeah. I wanted to have that shine, that citron shine. The thing that makes my painting special. That is what people think about my paintings. That shimmering, lively color. So yeah. Yeah, I think I want to just leave it at this for now. Yeah, I just have to, or I'm gonna feel like I'm going to die here. Seriously. Strategic brushwork to make it come alive. It isn't cheating, just a little bit of strategy to kind of enhance things a little bit. So it actually feels like it stands on something. Yes, yes. Yeah. So much darker when I squint. Very much more darkness there. But I might be able to wait until tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I needed. Just need to pull that up. Give it that zzzz. And then I'm okay. For now. Yeah, I need to be. I really do need to be. Yes, that was perfect. Almost. that. Bring these two together. Yes. So. Yeah, I think that's good for today. Just let it dry and then give it the last touch up. Okie dokie dokie dokie. I'm gonna finish this today and just do a little bit of a twist here like this. Now I'm just gonna do a light basically glaze because I'm just gonna enhance some of the shadows. And I do it like this. I just go over everything like this. Just get it a little bit more down, so, and immediately, of course, it increases the amount of light and shadow in it. So that's good. Like this. And yeah. A little bit more underneath here, so around it a little bit. I think that is very nice to do. Also in here, enhances. Also here, enhances, and here. Here, and of course I want to give this a little bit more kind of twist, yeah. I'm gonna give it a small highlight. Work a little bit right there, so I enhances that a little bit, not much. Very smooth, these pencils. They kind of, it's easier to put the color on top when you use these pencils because they aren't so hard. And voila, just enhance it a little bit. Make it come alive a little bit more. Also, one problem with those pencils is that it's harder actually to grab the color. This can be quite annoying, especially if the color has been started to dry. It's almost like they aren't. Yeah. See a highlight. Increase that highlight. Get some more shape into it. I really think that was almost all I actually needed. Now I'm going to scrape this a little bit so it kind of sees it better. Remove a little bit here. So, and voila. Get some little bit of reddish in here. very careful. It's very easy to overdo it now. Know when to stop. So important. And I think that is actually where I should maybe stop. A bit here. See now? A bit more yellow. I need some yellow. Third of yellow here. And voila. Yeah. So, and so. Maybe that was all I needed. Was it? Tell me. Was it all I needed? All I need is love. Da, da, da. Saw. Almost. A little bit here. So. And a tiny bit underneath. Like this. So it seems like the light from this actually hits up. It's very important. Like this. Sometimes you can actually remove also and it will give some of the same effect. It's, yeah. You see now? Just need some more medium. Medium. Growing onion. Die große onion. Yes. There. So. So. there. And I actually do think this is basically all I needed. Kind of a little bit sharp there. I want to try to even that out a little bit. It's very difficult because suddenly you just do a little bit too much and just want it to be a little bit more opaque as it's so tiny piece of thing here now. It's just here. Just want that to be a little bit brighter. This one, and it explains the shape so nicely. So yep. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. It's kind of a Rembrandt effect. So. So that's also very important. You want absolutely no texture in the shadow parts because it will automatically compete with the highs. So to pull out as much shape as possible, you need to differentiate these things from each other brutally. So, yeah. It's alive. Yeah, I think it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. Could be a little bit rounder there. Tiny bit rounder. Not much. Just a dot. So, it's so little that kind of can do so extremely much. It's unbelievable how little it takes to go this or that way. It's just so exhausting. So, yeah, I think that will do. And I will just sign it. If I can find my signing tool. I think KIV. And these small ones, I don't like to have a big. I don't like to have a big. That was ugly. Yeah, that was nice. Let's see what color can I use here. Blue, red. K dot A dot V 25. Yeah, that's good. Do like this, and it doesn't stick out so much. And that fiber wasn't so good. Redo that. Was that a 5? Yeah, it's a 5. No, it wasn't a 5. What the hell is happening here? Jesus. 5. So, there we are. So, okay. Yeah, okay, it's good. That was it. Another onion from Knut Andre Vikshåland. Okay, welcome to the end of the video. Here you can see the finished result. And yeah, this came out pretty nice. It's a little bit yellow here, as you can see, but I think, yeah, did a good job. Quite quick actually. It wasn't that many overpaints, but yeah, sometimes you can do it quickly. Here's the onion, and now I'm gonna just eat it and get rid of it. So okay, hope to see you in the next video, and remember, thumbs up, leave a comment for the algorithm, and if you want me to teach you how to paint, go to my Patreon and sign up there, or just buy me a coffee or something. So I also do live streams now, so please put your notifications on so you get notified when I go live. Okay, cheers. And yes, as usual, I just want to show you some of the brushwork. Remember that brushwork is the most important in painting, and it is the painting that matters, not the motive. You can paint anything, and it's the aesthetics is to be found in the painting and the love of painting.